up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Baseball Bats, brought to you by Friends. If you haven't checked out Friends, Bad Life Choices. Sign up using the promo code MLB. That's Mayo Media Network, Major League Baseball. In acronym form, get a nice little 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And guess what? You don't even have to do any research. All you got to do is watch these videos, throw in these picks, and let the money roll in. We got a nice little 8-game slate on DraftKings, starting a little bit earlier than normal, noon Eastern time. So we're going to have to get this out and get you the best plays. But we're going to be going over DraftKings pricing. We're going to be giving you some prize picks. We're going to be giving you some bets. And don't forget to like and subscribe on the Mayo Media Network YouTube channel. Go ahead, throw it in there, and let me know any of your favorite plays on today's slate. But I'm Turd Ferguson. I work over at Roto Grinders, work over at Scores and Odds. Roto Grinders, top place for daily fantasy sports. Sharp Scores and Odds, top place for bets, giving them out constantly. I am currently at a 65% win rate on the season. Currently 12-5 in my last 12 picks. Giving you pitcher props almost every single day. So go check it out. Tons of tools, tons of content, tons of everything you could possibly need coming out every single day. But that's enough of that. We got to get down to things. So let's get started here with our prize picks for today. Real easy one for me today. It's the over of 7.5 for Matt Olson and the over of 6.5 for Mark Canha. Both these guys, absolutely fantastic hitters. Both of these guys in a fantastic matchup going up against Eli Morgan. Eli Morgan is not a good pitcher, giving up huge amounts of hard contact, huge amounts of fly balls to both sides of the plate, over 50% fly balls to both sides of the plate, over 45% hard contact to both sides of the plate. Absolutely terrible so far this season. Still strikes out some guys, but these are two batters that don't strike out a ton, put the ball in play and hit the ball hard. So doubles and bombs are going to be coming. There's over a 5 total for this team here. So there's very little chance in my mind that they don't end up hitting the over on both these. Lots of runs are going to be scored. Great hitting conditions. Oakland getting a big upgrade, going over to Cleveland. Absolutely fantastic spot here. Go get the over on both of them. And if you want a third one, go ahead and throw in Jed Lowry over 6.5. That's fine. That's another freebie there. But mostly I like Canha and I like Olson. But if you want to just have more in one game, go ahead, throw him in there. But now let's get to the DraftKings pitch. Let's start off picks. Let's start off with pitcher here. First one, we got Woodruff going up against the Cubs. Now it's going to be pretty solid hitting weather. We don't have everything the night before. Obviously things can change. It looks like there's going to be 9 miles an hour wind out to center, and it's going to be about 90 degrees. But again, night before, I don't care. It does not matter to me. Woodruff is by far the top overall play on the entire slate at pitching. The guy has been fantastic. We saw what Burns just did to this team last night. 14 strikeouts? I don't know. I stopped watching after 7 because he hit it over of 10 that I bet on him. Just absolutely horrible team, the Cubs. They sent off Rizzo, they sent off Bryant, and Woodruff, fantastic pitcher, 30% K rate on the season, 3 xFIP. He's been so good, ground ball pitcher. So the good hitting conditions, not as much to worry about because the ball needs to get put up in the air. Doesn't get put up in the air, it can't leave the ballpark. It's just that simple. Woodruff going to absolutely smash. Next up, we got Bassett going up against Cleveland. Now it's good hitting weather. Bassett's overall season numbers aren't fantastic, sitting at a 4 xFIP, 25% K rate. But you look at his numbers over the last 30 days, and they're drastically better. He's been close to an ace, 3.19 xFIP, 28% K rate, walking guys at a 4% clip. And this Cleveland lineup is just bad. They are bad. 26% projected K rate. Outside of Ramirez, almost everyone's a high strikeout hitter. Besides Ramirez and Reyes, everyone's a bad hitter. So this is just a beautiful spot for Bassett, who's been pitching like an absolute ace recently. Both these guys are spend ups. If you want a cheap guy, I'll just tell you now, I'm only playing 3 guys. The third guy is Marco Gonzalez going up against a terrible Rangers team. But I plan on double barreling pitchers. But if you need a cheap option, Marco Gonzalez is the only viable one in my book on this entire 8-game slate. It's a very weird slate, but pitching pretty cut and dry. Play Woodruff, play Bassett, all you can. If you can't, go down to Gonzalez. But that's pretty much all pitching for this slate. Very simple. Let's get to them stacks there over on DraftKings. My absolute favorite stack here is Baltimore. Baltimore is getting a matchup versus Matt Manning. And I play Baltimore a lot, and it worries me how much I play them and how often I either win huge or lose everything. Very risk reward, but Vegas seems to agree with me today. 5.9 implied run total here. And they're playing Matt Manning. Matt Manning has been hot trash all season long, sitting at near a 6x FIP, 11% K rate, can't strike out anyone, does get some ground balls to lefties, but guess what? There's some decent righties in this lineup too. My personal favorite, Mancini, 4,700. Manning giving up a 50% hard contact rate to righties, 27% line drive rate, only striking him out at 12% clip. Mullins, one of the better hitters in the league. You look at his overall season numbers, he's right up there with everyone, sitting at a 400 WOBA, 230 ISO going up against righties. And Manning is one of the worst righties in the league. Don't know what happened going between AAA and the majors, but he just turned into hot garbage. Don't understand. I wish him the best, except for today where I'm playing a bunch of Baltimore bats. After that, you got two cheap guys. Really, you can throw any of the cheap guys in, but by far my two favorite is going to be Hayes. Guy's good. Guy has over 200 ISO on the season. Hits well. Hits way better versus lefties, but Manning is a bit reverse splits, much worse to righties so far this season. So I'm kind of treating it as a good matchup, as a handedness neutral or positive handed matchup. Doesn't have the platoon technically, but reverse split pitcher, pretty much the same thing. So Hayes in an absolutely fantastic spot going up against Manning. Good numbers, and he's 2,700. I don't understand why they keep him at this price tag, but I'm going to keep playing him. Next up, Santander on an absolute tear. 3 home runs in the last 2 days. He is good. He is playing well, and he is drastically underpriced. 2,600, way too cheap for a guy that has a 222 ISO going up against righties, and he's going up against a bad righty with a bad bullpen behind him. This is an overall good spot. Absolute favorite stack on the slate. Play the Orioles. Next up, we got the A's going up against the Indians. You can play whoever you want in this, but I have 3 clear targets that here. First off, Matt Olson. You already heard me talk about him during Prize Picks. Absolutely fantastic. 5,500. Dude mashes the ball going up against Eli Morgan, who gives up so much hard contact, so much fly balls. He's a 56% fly ball rate pitcher to lefties, 46% hard contact. Olson, 41% fly ball rate, 45% hard contact. The dude mashes. Perfect matchup going up against Morgan, who's just not a good pitcher. Next up, Canha, pretty solid overall hitter, 373 WOBA, 180 ISO going up against righties this season. And Morgan, again, like I said, gives up a lot of fly balls, a lot of hard contact to righties also. So Canha, Marte, Olson, Lowry, play them all. Play any of them. I don't care. I love all of them. They are all fantastic plays. Oakland stack is going to go nuts today. Huge ballpark upgrade going from Oakland over to Cleveland. Great hitting weather. Everything just points to them being absolutely fantastic plays. So throw them on in there. Next, let's get to the DraftKings individual bats here. 2 guys that I already talked about. Matt Olson, 5,800. I already told you all the reasons why. You know exactly why. Hayes, best point per dollar play probably on the entire slate, 2,700 against probably the worst pitcher on the entire slate and some of the best hitting conditions on the entire plate. Next up, this one's a little bit of a contrarian move. Originally, when I started looking at this, wasn't sure if the Mets game was going to get postponed. Ended up getting postponed, so likely going to be a 7-inning game tomorrow. Still, don't care. Alonso's 4,100. He's going to come in at low ownership. He has a very solid overall matchup. Not the greatest ballpark in the world playing in over at Citi Field, but he is playing in 90-degree weather, 65% humidity. So the guy hits bombs going up against Fed, who does not really do anything well, not really a great pitcher. So great overall spot for him. Should absolutely smash in this spot. So go get him in your lineups. If you want a little bit of a GPP play that's going to come in at low ownership because of that 7-inning game, price tag, still worth it. Getting 6 innings out of Alonso or 7 innings out of Alonso is more than worth it at 4,100. Last up, we got Seager going up against Fulton-Nevich. Fulton-Nevich is not good. Seager is very good. Still near the top of the league in terms of barrels so far this season. Hasn't fully materialized a lot because of what ballparks he's playing in. But guess what? It's going to be hot over in Seattle. It's going to be close to 90 degrees tomorrow, which doesn't normally get that hot in Seattle. There's actually a heat advisory in the works. It is a dome, but it's an open air dome. So again, it's going to be hot inside of there. And Seager, absolutely fantastic hitter, going up against Fulte, who's just horrible versus lefty. 216 plate appearances this season versus lefties, and he's giving up a 389 WOBA and a 304 ISO. He's hitting the ball at the ballpark. 47% fly ball rate, 48% hard contact rate. Seager is taking him yard. Fulte is not good and does not bode well. It's going to be hot over in Seattle tomorrow. I love Seager at 4,400. All right, last up, we'll get to the bets here. First one, we got Baltimore money line going up against the Tigers. Again, Means versus Manning. Means may not be as great this year as he has been before, but he's still a very good pitcher going up against Detroit. Looking at the lineups together, probably pretty similar. Going to be a high-scoring game, but I give the edge pretty decently to Baltimore here. I'm taking them at -130 over on DK. Next up, we got Seattle going up against Texas. I'm taking the over 8.5 runs. Marco Gonzalez, I expect to do decent today, but even with Texas having a bad lineup, he's still going to give up a few runs, and Seattle should go absolutely ham today. Fulte is terrible. Again, 6 xFIP almost on this season. Decent hitting weather. I think this game goes way over the 8.5 run total. I'm playing the Mariners too. Surprise, that's my third stack on the slate. But this is just a great over spot on the 8.5 total. Go, hammer it, move on. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm Grant Neiffer. Work over at Roto Grinders. Go check it out. Again, we got Grinders live every day, live streaming before lock. We got the morning grind. I was on last night. Go check it out. Again, just first look podcast, giving you some stuff. We got expert survey, we got rankings, we got articles, we got everything you could possibly need for daily fantasy sports over there. Go check it out. And then scores and odds. Again, giving out gambling picks every day. Absolutely crushing. I'm up 48 units on the day. I don't know. It changes every single day, but somewhere between 45 and 50 units so far on the year in baseball. Absolutely crushing it. By far my favorite sport. Go check it out. Occasionally giving out free picks. You know what? You go, you make a bet, you win, you use that money to go sign up for it, and then you get more bets and you pay for all your subscription in the future. If you're betting $100 on every one of my bets, guess what? You'd be up $5,000 so far this baseball season. So go check them out. It's been fun, guys. I'm out of here. I'll be back again next week. See you, kids.